Do you remember right after 9/11 happened, how the media they, they they really became the official mouthpiece for for the official narrative. They never stopped to question, right, a lot of the stuff that others questioned. And with that in mind, when the mainstream media is talking about places like Iran, Syria, and others, African countries, other Middle Eastern countries rather, you got to remember that now and probably even then, it's the media's job to help steer consent to the favor of war. And it's doing so again with this whole fiasco with Iran and the so-called, at first it was torpedoes and then magnetic mines. Now, this video down here that's being shown, oh, I'm not even doing it like that, my bad. Well, the video that they had, you couldn't tell if the people were Iranian. You couldn't tell what they were doing. It was really shoddy quality, and it kind of reminiscent of how shoddy a lot of the quality of footage is for the Pentagon, on 9/11. And so mainstream media is the propaganda arm. They are the propaganda minister, like in 1984. That is their official job. And they've been doing it for a while. Recall David Rockefeller, I believe it was anyway, David Rockefeller, thanked, who was it, the head of the New York Times, the CEO, or something like that, of keeping their secrets, secret. And they do it to this day. Their secrets are kept secret, while ours, our whole lives, are data mined, right? They spy, and this is how they do it. They use a corporation that mines data about a person's behavior. It could be online behavior. It could be personal behavior via your telephone here, right? Which is why I recommend that a person not take their phone everywhere with them, because then nothing you do it's all up for grabs. Okay, everything you do, everywhere you go, is up for grabs because of this phone. So you should be leaving it at home sometimes. So they take this data and then the government buys it from them. And this is one of the ways that they're spying on the American people, is through these data mining companies. The data miners mine your data. Then the intelligence agencies come along and buy that data from those corporations, right? And then they sit there and analyze that data. They know everything about you. There's nothing that they don't know about you, unless you've taken real precautions to hide it. They know if you smoke pot. They know if you do other drugs. They know everything you do. Everything. And that's no exaggeration. Unless you take concrete steps to hide your activity, like leaving your phone at home. And if you don't want it to hear you while you're at home, then probably you should put it inside of a drawer. Because, again, your personal assistant here, I think it's kind of nifty, but on the other hand, it's a double-edged sword, right? Your personal assistant listens for you. And in doing so, they record what you're saying. And don't get me wrong, I really like having a little miniature computer that I can pull up any topic on and be able to read about it or view a video about it. But on the other hand, it is a double-edged sword that is used to track you. What you buy online, all that stuff is analyzed. Then they come up, through all that data, they come up with a profile, and then through that profile, felony convictions, this kind of thing, your active or your activist activities, all that stuff is combined into a file, and then they assign you this threat matrix score. Okay? And every so often, that score is revised to up or higher the risk or lower the risk. And you can be assured that probably it's hardly ever lowered. So, that's how they spy on you. That's how they get all the data on you. That's how the cops figure some stuff out. And snitches. The snitches are everywhere. People are willing to throw each other under the bus over the smallest shit. And it is through these tools that we are spied on, and they know everything about us. Everything. So, don't believe CNN or these big media corporations, because it's their job to deceive you. It's their job to lead us into war. It's their job to tell you what the government wants them to tell you. And that's it. They're not there to educate you. They're not there to inform you. They're there to deceive you. And nothing else. I hope you all have a good afternoon. Until next time, kill the state, live free.